Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Before we start, I just wanted to show y'all this Black Widow shirt that I got recently. It's pretty cool. I hope y'all can see that good. I don't know. I'm the only one working on camera today, and it's pretty tough. So, but yeah, I just got this last week, and I like it. Black Widow movie was really good. I'll put a link in, if you want a shirt like this, I'll put a link in the description below where I got this from. And I'll also put a link in the description below if you haven't seen my review on Black Widow. So that's that. Now, let's get into what this video is really about. I'm adding a new piece to my collection. This is extremely rare, and it is wicked sick and very heavy. The ThunderStrike Hammer from Thor ThunderStrike comics. That's right. Look at this. Look at this. This is insanely heavy. This is real. Y'all know me, when I get weapons and stuff, I get them real. This is real. The hammer or mace part, because sometimes people call it a mace. I've seen it both, Thunderstrike Hammer, Thunderstrike Mace. I just call it a hammer. The head is made out of aluminum, and it's been painted this silverish color. And then the handle is just metal, and then it's been wrapped up in this black leather here. This is so cool. And then it has an iron chain on the bottom hanging from it, just like the ThunderStrike Hammer in the comics. This is what it looked like in the comics, and that's ThunderStrike. And this is what it looks like in real life. It's pretty wicked. I had this thing custom made from a guy on Etsy.com. I'll put his link to his shop in the description below if you want a custom weapon, or if you want to see, because he has a lot of cool stuff. And he only makes real stuff. I'm talking about from Kingdom Hearts to things in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, to things in the DC Universe. He has a lot of cool stuff, and I just reached out to him because I had been wanting this. I've been wanting this for a while, and I've looked all over online, eBay, Amazon, Eagle Moss, some other companies that I know. No one sells this. They sell ThunderStrike comics, they sell ThunderStrike, the action figure that holds the little hammer, but no one sells the actual weapon, ThunderStrike, especially real. Prop or not, no one sells it. So I reached out to him, and I was like, hey, you think you can do this for me? He's like, yeah, man, I got you. I sent him a whole bunch of pictures from the comic books. And it took him a couple months actually to make this whole thing, and he showed me a lot of pictures in the process of making it, and each picture he showed me made me more and more excited to get it, and now I got it. Now, just like Thor's hammer Mjolnir, ThunderStrike has flight capability and dimensional travel, but it can't control the weather. So, like how we've seen Thor create storms and summon lightning, ThunderStrike can't do that. Instead of shooting lightning, it fires extremely big concussive energy blasts that can even make the Juggernaut stumble and stagger. And anything that can make the Juggernaut stumble and stagger around is pretty powerful. It also enables the wielder to breathe in space and underwater, which is really cool, and it doesn't require worthiness to lift it. So anyone can lift this in the comics, but it'll only work properly for its true wielder. So it kind of reminds me of Harry Potter in a sense. Remember in Harry Potter how in the end, when Voldemort had the Elder Wand, he had it, but it didn't really work properly for him because the wand never really belonged to him. It's kind of like how this works. You can lift this, but it won't work properly for you if you're not its true master. The wielder of ThunderStrike is also able to access all speak, allowing them to communicate in all languages in the universe. That's pretty amazing. It's not as strong as Mjolnir or Stormbreaker, but where it lacks in some aspects, it makes up for it in others. And so does Eric Masterson. Eric Masterson, in my opinion, is a much more interesting character than Thor Odinson in the comics, because, you know, Thor is royalty, he is the god of thunder. You know, no one in real life can relate to him at all, really. Even in the MCU, he seeks out war, he courts war, he enjoys a good fight. Whereas Eric sometimes has doubts and wonder if he's even truly worthy to have Thunderstrike, and if he even has what it takes to be a superhero. He's also a father, so he's dealing with the responsibilities of trying to be there for his son and dealing with his ex-wife. He's an everyman, and he's much more relatable than the God of Thunder from Asgard. And I like his style too, actually. The ponytail and beard with the leather jacket and thunderbolt earring. They were trying to make him look cool, and I think that they did for the 80s and 90s. He's not as popular as Thor is, even in the comics. Thor's only become even more popular because of the MCU, but even in the comics, he didn't really last as long as Thor Odinson did. But he was very influential in the Thor mythology. I mean, so much so that even in the upcoming Thor Love and Thunder movie, we've seen BTS photos reveal where Chris Hemsworth is wearing the Thunderstrike leather jacket. So that's a pretty cool nod to the 90s comics. But yeah, this is impressive. I was very excited to get it. Look at that. This is so cool that the chain is on here. They did that. It's an iron chain. This is pretty impressive. Thunderstrike was my first introduction to Thor. A lot of people's introduction to Thor is the MCU. And before that, older people, their introduction to Thor is the comics. My first introduction to Thor was Thunderstrike. And I liked the hammer, I liked the character. He was really cool. Captain America taught him how to fight. Now, this compared to Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, it's not as strong as Mjolnir, certainly not as strong as Stormbreaker's. I think Stormbreaker is the most powerful weapon. But like I said, where it lacks in some areas, it makes up for it in others. It definitely is a good weapon because just by holding it, I mean, you can speak all languages of the universe. That's tight. Stormbreaker can't do that, and Mjolnir can't do that. So that's just cool in itself. You can breathe underwater, you can breathe in space. This is cool. I usually don't mix universes when collecting stuff. Like I'm starting to collect stuff from the MCU. This is not from the MCU. You've not seen Thunderstrike from the MCU. This is from Marvel Comics. However, it's such a rare piece, and the Thunderstrike comics are so good. It's like I had to add this. This is too good. It's honestly something that I thought Thor would get in the MCU. Stormbreaker is cool, don't get me wrong, and he did need it to kill Thanos. However, if you want it to be more comic book accurate, giving him Thunderstrike would be better, because Thor never wielded Stormbreaker in the comics. That weapon belongs to Beta Ray Bill. You know, Thor Odinson technically never wielded Thunderstrike either, but it's closer. If he had Thunderstrike in the comics or in the MCU, that would be more accurate than him having Stormbreaker. So when in 2018 and before Infinity War came out, when I learned that he was going to get a new weapon, I thought honestly it's gonna be that Stormbreaker hammer. Especially when he said I needed a new hammer. I thought it was gonna be this one. So I was a little disappointed that he didn't get this one. I think that was a wasted opportunity, but it wasn't that much of a loss because Stormbreaker was pretty badass too. But yeah, this was tight. It was expensive too because it is so rare, and a real metalsmith made this. But yeah, I think I'm probably the only one on the internet who has this thing, or at least the only one on YouTube to make a video over it. This is the ThunderStrike Hammer. It is so cool, man. It's so cool. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Like I said, I will post that guy's info down below in the description if you want a custom-made weapon. He's a pretty nice guy. He worked with me and negotiated with me on the price, and just stayed in communication, sent me pictures, updated me constantly. He was a pretty cool guy to work with. And honestly, because of that guy, I'm probably going to shop on Etsy a lot more for custom-made stuff. But guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about Thor Love and Thunder, how he's going to be wearing the Eric Masterson's leather jacket. And that's all. This is pretty nice. This is pretty nice to have. This is heavier, actually, than Mjolnir. I think I already said that. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.